Hey guys, quick announcement in case you haven't seen it yet. We recently launched Rugged 90, a free training program for anyone looking to carve a rugged, strong and lean physique in just 90 minutes per week with only a pair of gymnastic rings. So again, it's completely free. Link in the top and comment below.
When you're single, you have plenty of free time, very few responsibilities, and if you also enjoy the social aspect of it, training at a gym can work just fine. For some people at least. But when you're a busy dad who wants to stay in shape, but also keep family his number one priority, things change. Investing time in your fitness already feels selfish as it is. So adding on top of that, having to spend extra time and energy, your most limited resources in order to go to a gym, makes things eventually too overwhelming. Regardless of how you look at it, packing and later unpacking a workout bag, commuting, looking for a spot to park, standing in line for the popular equipment, and making small talk and whatever else gets in between, it all adds up. Even if your workout is shorter than 35 minutes, what you realize is that you never end up spending less than 1.5 hours away from home, your kids, and your wife. Still, this is not an excuse to let go, because if you want to be strong, energetic, healthy, and a positive role model, you need to take care of yourself first, because you simply can't serve from an empty cup. Therefore, what you need instead is instant access to your training. So the moment you have 40, 30, or even 20 minutes of free time between work, diaper changes, tending your sick daughter, putting your son down for a nap, you want to be able to cash that window of free time in as effortlessly as possible. So if all that resonates with you, it's time to make a change, which is why in today's video, I'll be sharing with you exactly how we help busy dads like you stay in amazing shape despite your hectic lifestyle. So where do we start?
Hey guys, before continuing with today's video, if you're a busy dad looking to lose anywhere between 10 and 30 pounds to stop feeling tired all the time and build a strong and lean bulletproof body from the comfort of your own home, or even combining outdoor and home workouts in as little as 2 hours per week, then check out our one-on-one online coaching program, the Dad Bod Demolition Project. There's a link below. All you have to do is fill in the application and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Once again, link below, check it out.
Step number one is figuring out how to strength train effectively without being dependent to the gym. If you're wondering why start with strength, strength is the fitness foundation for any dad who wants to reclaim his vitality. It's the type of exercise that gives you the best return of investment in all areas of life. So either we're talking about getting rid of pains and aches, such as knee pain and lower back pain, having more energy, boosting your mood, and dropping your dad bod to regain your confidence, this is the way to go. The way I explain this to our trainees is that every decade you spend after 30, not strength training, is basically as reckless for your body as not brushing your teeth is for your teeth. So before you know it, just as your teeth decay and rot, so do your muscles, joints, ligaments, and bones deteriorate, becoming weaker and more painful and frail with each year that goes by. So to build upon this metaphor, just as you wouldn't have your toothbrush at a distant building away from your home, the same goes for having access to your own home gym. The great thing about getting started with a home strength training routine is that you don't need a lot. What we recommend in our coaching as a minimum entry level, for example, is a set of gymnastic rings and something you can hang them from. Either that's a pull-up bar, eye-bolt screws in the ceiling, rafters in your basement, or whatever you have available. After that, you can take it a step further by getting a set of dumbbells. And even though the pull-up bar and the gymnastic rings, as some of you old subscribers here know, were my sole two training partners during the first 11 years of getting in shape after my accident, dumbbells have become a surprisingly enjoyable addition to my training as well. And the reason for that, I would say, or the reasons for that, I would say, are four. Number one, they've helped me cover some basic human movement pattern gaps that are hard to target with enough intensity simply by training body weight, like for example, hip hinging strength. Number two, they're great for hitting lagging muscle groups that might be a little bit more stubborn to grow, arms being a common one for a lot of our busy dad trainees. Number three, they are very helpful for targeting the lower body that needs more intensity to grow, at least if you don't want to do way too many reps, which costs more time and also depletes you mentally. So, this way you can also keep your workout shorter. And number four, they can also be very helpful for injury-proofing sensitive joints, like for example, in my case, the shoulders, by strength training them more holistically, basically by targeting them through different angles that are difficult to hit just with calisthenics, but also training them unilaterally, meaning developing each arm separately in order to keep them more balanced. And lastly, in terms of equipment, although not important, you can even throw a small bar in the mix. My recommendation here being a 47-inch one, which is easy to store since it doesn't take a lot of space. Speaking of space, the great thing about all this is that you basically don't need to turn your home or your apartment into a gym. All this equipment can easily fit under your bed or into a small cabinet.
So something I've been finding very fascinating the last couple of months after studying a lot of these old school strongmen and bodybuilders is how a lot of them got in amazing shape and did these amazing feats without really using any more equipment than I'm using right now, which reminded me again of my journey getting in shape after my accident without using anything more than a pull-up bar and a set of gymnastic rings, which just boosts my belief of, how if you really want it, fitness is more about resourcefulness rather than resources. It's more about mental fortitude and, of course, applying the right technical know-how, both in terms of nutrition and training, that is gonna make 99% of the difference.
At this point, a lot of guys still remain skeptical about getting in great shape without going to the gym. Another question I get a lot is, how do you stay motivated to train at home? What holds you back from just crashing on the couch or procrastinating by playing video games, watching a movie, or whatever it is that you like to do at home, which are basically two questions that I can cover with one answer. So for starters, one reality we have to accept is that more than 50% of people who strength train are not only irregular with their consistency, but even when they do train, they are simply going through the motions without putting serious enough effort to elicit serious change. As a matter of fact, if you visit the average gym, as I did a couple of weeks ago, which I'll be talking more about in the next video, and you then visit a calisthenics park, what you'll see is a lot more guys in better shape at the park. So what I'm getting to is that location and equipment are not really the limiting factors, and what are actually the limiting factors are your mind and work ethic. So if you don't really have the will to work hard, if you perform your training with zero tenacity, if the highlight of your workout is your Instagram story, and you overall treat exercise like labor, doing simply what needs to be done to punch the clock and then call it a day, you'll fail no matter where you train. To make a long story short, having the right attitude is half the battle. And if you have that, location and equipment don't really matter that much. The other half, especially if you're inexperienced or if you haven't been able to make a serious change that sticks, is A, having a custom designed workout and diet plan, because you also need to fuel your body properly, and B, having someone who knows what he's doing to guide you along the way, making sure that you're using not only good form, but you're also putting in adequate effort. Since, what we've seen a lot of times, especially in our one-on-one online coaching, is that a lot of people think they're training hard when in reality they're not even close. Not to mention how, as we've covered in previous podcasts, training hard is also a skill that takes time to develop. So making sure that all these parameters are in place is essential if you want to make sure that you're not wasting your time. That was all for today. Once again, if you are interested in our online coaching program, then make sure you click on the link below and fill in the application so we can get in touch with you as soon as possible. If you have any other question, I always do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So leave that in the comment section below as well. And until next time, keep on training.